Hello guys and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Therese Alaba. I know it's been a long time I've recorded, but thank God I'm back now. Today I'll be starting a new series which is titled Why the Opposite Attract. You see, growing up as a teenager, me and my friend used to chat and giggle about different couples, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. You've been in that situation. But you've looked at a couple and wonder, what is this pretty girl looking for in this man, or this man, what is he looking for in this girl? You personally, you think, oh my God, they're not the best match, or looking at the physical features, or looking at different things, you think, oh, these people are not the best match. But as I grow up, I learned to understand the reason why people are actually together and what attract people together in a relationship or in marriage. So today I'll actually be talking about temperament. So someone may ask, what is temperament? Temperament is your personality. It's the way God has made you. It's the way God has created variety in human being. Because as you all know, we can all be the same. We can all be the quiet one. The world will be boring. We can also not be the loud one. The world will also be chaotic. So the way God has made different variety in human being, and that is what a temperament is. A temperament is different from your character. Your character is your how you behave is your behavior and is molded and shaped by different things. For example, your education, your upbringing. Some people are more westernized than the other. The people you grow up with, your training, your manners, your religion, your culture, your faith. It make up your character, which is different from personality. Personality is the way God has made you. In the book of Psalm 139, verse 14, the psalmist says, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. So God has made us differently and we're all wired differently. And I'll be talking about personality, and that is what make people attract to each other in a relationship. There are different kind of personality. There are four different kind of personality I'll be talking about. The first one I'll be talking about is choleric. I'm sure you'll be able to reason with them as I begin to explain each one. It's choleric. So what is a choleric? And who is a choleric? A man or a woman can have any of these characteristics. So it's not gender based. It can be either. So a choleric is a person. I'll give you the attributes of a choleric. I'm sure you would have come across people like that. Choleric people are naturally born leader. They're very adventurous. They are a goal getter. They are very hardworking. They set high target for themselves and they meet the high target they set from themselves. They're also very strict people. I'm sure at work you'd have some boss. I'm like, oh, this one is too strict. This one is this one is that. Yeah, they're very strict people. Their words are very sharp. Sometimes when they talk, it cuts through your heart. And then sometimes people don't move closer to those people, but they're very close. They're very emotional people. From the outside, when you look at them, they look very strict. They look very strong. They look as if they can come across very rude or very abrupt. But actually, when you get close to them, they're very, very warm, a very emotional person. They're a goal getter. They are hardworking. They're mainly, in the marriage relation, they're mainly the breadwinner because they earn a lot and they work a lot. So that's the choleric. So there's also disadvantage to this thing, which I'll be explaining as we go along. The second one I'll talk about is sanguine. Who is a sanguine person? Sanguine is a life of a party. Someone who is very bright, someone who is very colorful, someone who doesn't have stress, who doesn't think of stress in their life. They get along with people, they don't fight with people, they're very spontaneous. You can spot them in the middle of a party because they're very loud people, and I'm sure we've come across people like that in our workplace and different places. When they laugh, you can hear it at the far end of the corner. That's a sanguine person. They can come across very messy. They're very untidy. They're not kind of a go-getter. They just take life as a calm. Everything is like a joke to them. They're very jovial. Everything, they trivialize everything because they see life as just a joke and let us have fun. So that's a sanguine person. The other one I'm talking about, melancholic person. A melancholic person is someone who is very serious. They're very determined. They're also hardworking. They're very organized. I'm sure you one of you might have such a parent or a sibling like that is very organized. They put their clothes when they iron their clothes. There is no crease in those clothes, and the way they wear their clothes in the morning, at night time it's still the same thing. Very clean, very straight people. They're very organized. Their coats are hanging away. Their hair comb is hanging away. Everything in their room have a place. where they keep it. Everything has a place. They're very, very organized people. They're very skeptical actually. They don't make friends easily, but when they make friends, they are friends for life. They're very, very loyal people. Most of the time, sometimes they're very negative because they think from the negative perspective of things. So that is a melancholic people. And finally, the person I'll be talking, the last one I'll be talking about is a phlegmatic person. Who is a phlegmatic person? I'm sure you've all seen it. The person is a friend of everybody. People like them. People want to be close to them. They be very slow. I wouldn't use the word slow actually. They take their time in doing things. It takes them a long time to make a decision. Somebody can appear undecisive at times. They're very satisfied. They can be at a workplace for 50 years. They're just very happy. They're not kind of very someone who is in tune to, oh, let's do this, let's do that, let's do that. They're just very happy. They're very satisfied. They do things in their own pace. They don't like to be rushed because they appear quiet and they appear very calm. They kind of have lots of friends. People like to be close to them because everybody is their friend. They see things from a different perspective. Everything is welcome, and sometimes if they're not careful, they can appear. People can actually take advantage of them because most of the time they say yes to everything. They don't like to upset people. They're kind of very neutral and very plain person. That's a phlegmatic person. So in this temperament, people do have two. Sometimes you have a dominant one and sometimes you have a non-dominant one. So people have three temperaments, and it's very important you understand what your temperament is in order for you, or even when you enter a relationship, it helps you to relate to a person better. Even me in my workplace or in life as a leader and as a manager, this knowing people's temperament has actually helped me in leading people, in leading my team, because I know somebody's strength, I know someone's weakness, I know what task to allocate to somebody, I know how to relate to people better. And people often wonder, how come you get on with this person? How come this person is this person? I said, no, there's something you need to understand about people. And it's about understanding the people's temperament, understanding how people work. And this will actually help you in a relationship. Because sometimes before you get married, you're all in love, or before you fall in relation, you fall in love with somebody, you're all in love with the person and you have their personality. Even when people ask you, so why do you like this person, you can't even explain it. There's something you just love about that person. Is actually their temperament you fall in love with, is that their personality, is who the person is that you fall in love with. And sometimes as we go along in relationship, or as we go along in the marriage, you realize the same thing you fall in love with at the beginning of the relationship is the same thing you started fighting in a relationship. Maybe the person's a phlegmatic person, they take their time, they're very calm, then and you fall in love with her. But this person is very patient, very calm. But as you get along in a relationship, that's the same thing you fight. You say, oh, this person's so slow, this person don't make decision. So why is it that the same thing you love at the beginning has not been the same thing you begin to fight in your relationship as your relationship progresses? So that is why it is important to understand people's temperament. As you understand temperament and you understand how people are wired, it will help you in a relationship. It will stop loads of fights in the relationship, loads of unnecessary anger, unnecessary headache in a relationship. So next week, I will be continuing. I will go in more details about who and what this temperament are and how to relate to such a person. And I believe this will help you in the relationship. So thank you once again for your time. Please, please, please subscribe to my channel. Click on the like button and subscribe to my channel. Until next we meet. It's been nice talking to you, Therese Alaba. Bye.